plaintiff, Angela Bradley, was friends with the defendant, and she allowed him to move in with her after his girlfriend was killed in an accident. Angela claims the defendant was abusing meth and heroin, and they started dating after she helped him get clean. But she's suing him today for rent and emotional distress. Defendant Jesse Huckabee says while living with Angela, he came home one day to get his work clothes, and Angela was naked in bed with another man. Jesse claims after he caught Angela cheating, he moved out of their home, and he's countersuing for a rent refund.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated. Start with you.
Okay, so me and Jesse have known each other basically our whole lives. In 2013, he was in a really bad car accident that killed his girlfriend. At that time, he became homeless. I let him move in my house.
In
2013, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I let him move in with me, and he was using a lot of heavy drugs the whole time, Your Honor. And
like what?
Heroin and meth. He was very depressed. I helped him get clean. I knew a lot about it because I too had struggled with addiction in the past. Mm-hmm. I helped him get clean and pick up the pieces of his life, helped him with his legal matters, go to court.
When did he get clean? First, if there was a relapse, I don't know.
When did he get clean?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I believe it was in.
While you were together, how many years was he using?
Almost the whole time.
So you helped him get clean towards the end?
Yes, towards the end.
Okay. All right. And what else you want me to know? How were things other than his addiction while you all were together?
They were okay. My mom helped him get a really good job. We helped him get back on his feet.
But during his addiction, it was the whole house. I mean, you all had problems all the time.
Of course, yes,
Okay.
we did.
What type of problems?
Just fighting and arguing a lot.
Okay. And you helped him get clean. Your mom helped him get a job. And how did that work out?
It worked out well. We were doing really well then for several months. And in January 2017, we signed a lease together.
Okay.
We moved into our own home.
What was his share?
His share was $600.
Okay. Let me hear from him with some background first, and then I'll get back to you.
So let me paint a picture for you, Your Honor. I was a hard-working man after recovery, apparently. I come home to our house, we share together, and she's in bed with another man. Okay.
Were you expected
There's
to
four
come
boys
home?
in the house.
Give me a little more background on that.
I came home to get my work clothes so I can go to work.
Yeah, you were gone all night.
Where had you been?
At my sister's house.
He's lying.
I'm not lying about going out.
All night?
All night.
Come on, man.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead. What else? All right, so you came home after a long night of smoking, snorting, shooting, whatever you were doing.
I was still clean at this time.
He was smoking then.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
So
you came home to get your work clothes at what time?
It was about 6:30
a.m. All right. And when you went in?
The door was locked, but it wasn't latched all the way, so the door pushed open. I pushed open, there they are in the bed, undressed.
So how did that go?
Yeah. It went non-violent because there is 4 children in the house, so I've remained calm.
Good man.
There's
You
kids
couldn't
in
have
the
been
house.
that high, so yeah,
I
because
grabbed my
you acted
belongings.
reasonably.
I grabbed everything of mine that I could fit in my car, in my Honda, and I left. And I continued to pay rent for the welfare of those children because I had grown attached to those children.
Your Honor.
Okay. And obviously you're suing for the balance of the rent?
Yes. Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
When we moved into the house and he got super controlling. I don't know if it's because he helped get the house, that his name was on the lease. I wasn't allowed to go to the grocery store by myself. I wasn't allowed to have Facebook Messenger. He was trying to track my phone. I wasn't allowed to have any guy friends over. He totally flipped the script. He was being gone all night long and not coming home. We were fighting a lot. My ex.
Yeah, but it sounds like, you know,
for good reason.
You broke one of the very minor rules.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay.
Having a man
I
in
understand
the bed
that it looked
or at
bad,
the house,
but
let alone in the bed.
we were not undressed. That's a bold-faced lie.
Told you y'all were playing cards. See there?
No.
Go ahead. You wasn't undressed. Y'all were playing cards or reading the Bible.
No. We weren't in the bed undressed. He's lying right now.
I didn't say undressed. You were in the bed. Doing what? Tell him I'm trying to stick up for you. You were playing cards. Yeah or not?
Sure.
You're reading the Bible. Come on, talk to me.
I never, ever cheated on Jesse, ever.
What were
Not the
y'all
whole
doing
time.
laying in
The
the
whole
bed
time.
there? What were you doing?
My ex came over, showed up, he was intoxicated. My friends were with him. We weren't by ourselves. I had other friends there as well. He
The bedroom
passed
door
out
was
in the
locked,
bed.
Your Honor.
The bedroom door was not locked. He passed out in the bed. I waited for Jesse up till 5 a.m. He was ignoring all my messages. I told him that my
She
ex...
shut off my phone after I paid $200 for that phone.
Because
We're
you
talking
refused to
about
pay the
her
bill.
calling
No.
you while you were on your bench. Let her finish.
He showed up. He passed out in the bed. I left him in there. We were all out hanging out in the living room and stuff. When I went back in there, he was asleep. I tried to wake him up. I left him there. I covered him up with a blanket. At 5 a.m., I was tired. I went to sleep. I had my own blanket. I was on the other side of the bed with my back towards him. We were not undressed.
When you say he just happened to drop by, I don't understand that.
Because
Is
we're
that
friends.
something he doesn't have a problem with? Your
Of
ex
course, he had a
stopping
problem
by?
with me having any guy friends at
So
all.
I'm
I
just
couldn't
saying,
even have a Facebook
What was that
Messenger.
about?
Well, we were fighting at that time. He was staying gone all night long.
Oh, so you wanted him over there for? How does that make you want
no.
your ex in your bed?
No, I didn't ask him to come over. He came over on his own,
That's
and
what
I
I'm
let
saying.
him fall asleep
He
because I
does
didn't want
that
him driving.
frequently? Did he do that frequently? And did he
No,
do
that
that
never
with his
happened.
permission?
No, I did not. Of course not. I did everything for Jesse.
So you're acting like it was the guy just dropped by. How does an ex drop by late at night unless you've already been dealing with him? Who has the nerve to do that?
No, that's incorrect.
Good timing.
That's incorrect.
Living with a man. But we're gonna move along, ma'am. He didn't go for it and neither am I. So get a better story for the next boyfriend. How does he owe you for the rent specifically?
Because he canceled the
What
rent
months?
check.
What months?
October, November, December.
And when did he move?
He moved out in April, the end of April.
April?
Yeah.
And so you had an obligation, sir, to make sure she had a replacement roommate for up to 90 days for sure, a reasonable amount of time you would pay until she gets a replacement. She had
guy in the
one.
bed was the
That's a good point. And if you think about it, she had a replacement before
Honor, I
you
could-
left. Sir, what do you say to that? She says that you broke the lease by moving out and that you haven't paid
I did continue to pay the rent for 5 months after that.
5 months after leaving?
Yes. And I was informed that she did have a roommate move in, and that's why I canceled the rent
That's a
check.
lie, Your Honor. I have pictures to prove. I have the room.
Did he pay for 5 months after
He
leaving?
did. He let me collect it. He
That's
let
a
his.
yes? You're talking
Yes.
fast. Okay, good enough. That's all I wanted to know is yes. He paid for 5 months after leaving. 3 months is a reasonable amount of time. You're telling me he paid 5 months. Now, how did he cause you emotional distress? That's the
Honor,
other part of your lawsuit. What?
Because I loved him, and
You loved
and
him?
our relationship went sour. He gave up. He was
I'm sorry,
staying
I don't
gone
mean
all
to
night
laugh,
long.
because I know you're very serious.
I am very
You loved
serious.
him, and your relationship went sour. And
That's
all
right.
of that came because you put a man in his bed right while he was out at night. And you want to sue him.
Your Honor, that was my bed. That was my bed.
Oh, she owned the bed.
I owned everything in that house because
Okay,
he didn't
well,
have
if it
anything.
wasn't your bed, sir, it was all right.
It was my bedroom.
It was all right then.
Our bedroom.
Yeah, everything was yours once we got a house
Our
together,
bedroom.
right?
All right,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah,
The
'cause I paid
emotional
the rent.
distress. What has he done to you?
I had to take 2 days off of work to come here, and also I wasn't able to buy my kids Halloween costumes this year. He didn't tell me, hey, by the way, I'm canceling the rent check. He didn't give me a heads up. My bank account was
All right.
overdrawn.
Sir, your rent refund, how does she owe you for that? You're suing to have your money refunded.
Because she had a roommate, and I was never informed that she had a roommate.
Do you have any evidence that she denies it? And so do you
I don't
any-
have evidence, but
I have evidence, Your Honor, that I didn't have a roommate. I
How
have
can you
pictures
prove
of all.
a
I have
negative?
pictures of all my rooms with my children in them. I have 4 children and 2 extra rooms.
All right.
Okay.
So where's a roommate gonna
They're
move
like the
into?
guy. They sleep with you. All right, sir.
They don't sleep with me. They have their own rooms.
Sir, the rent refund, you paid 5 months,
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
600 each.
Yes, Your
She
Honor.
admits to that.
Yes.
And The law only requires you to pay 3 months, which was a reasonable amount of time. So I'll give you 2 months worth of refund. $1,200 is your judgment, and unpaid rent, as you heard me, as part of that ruling, is that he has paid you all the rent he owed you and more. He only owed you for 3 months after leaving. With regard to emotional distress, I thought maybe you were saying that on his behalf. So clearly your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
I'm going home.
Truth.
I'm going home. No, you're on drugs now to this moment. You're on meth right now. Drug addict, and you're collecting Social Security under the table while you're working.
I report my
You're
wages.
a piece of no, you don't, and I'm gonna report it, and you think I'm not because I am.
I report them.
Dirtbag, piece of drug addict.